cards out, trying to decide which one to go with. And
that was interesting there, right there. She was getting one of them, and he kept talking to she handed the other one.
definitely, he's the puppeteer at the moment, isn't he? He's the one that's pulling the strings. She's just, he's like a little clockwork, you know, he's winding her up and letting her go, telling her what to do, and she's just going along with it.
Pretty good recipe thus far.
Well, it's one way to take the pressure off yourself, because no matter what happens, it wasn't your fault, because he's telling you what to do, it's his fault.
It's just a seminary. The main issue I have with that whole mentality is that nobody gets to this level with someone telling them what to do every step of the way. You go out, you play golf, you walk and carry them drives there. 3 in a row for her. Starts to go second 9. Second 9 now. Line is short for her par.
nice. That was all there. And straight bars. Shall we, pretty much wind-free day with the free place you can get stampeded. You make 10 straight bars. Way to start for birdie.
Oh, yes, myself. A couple of good par saves and 4 nice birdies.
And she is now within 2 of leader. Suyanje. 38th, and Lydia Ko tried to work her way into contention here for her 7th birdie. Here comes rule number 1. She doesn't want to let that go now. Remember, Suyang Yu needs to win and have Lydia finish 5th or worse for Suyang to supplant her as number 1, but Ko has tied Yu at 9 under. We're at the 14th, par 5. And this is where he put Mark, you have seen some of her biggest moments. Karen and the rest of us were talking to Kia. We believe she's a Hall of Fame caliber player. What do you think about Christopher? I definitely think she is. She has done so much for the game, besides her accomplishments on the course, too. Really tremendous ambassador for women's golf. I like that stroke very much so. On good form as well, Karen. She is, and then the one thing you might just back is even though that wasn't a particularly good stroke, a great putt, at least it got to the hole past it. Par 1 here for Stacey Lewis at the 10th.
He worked into the middle. She's very meticulous and very consistent when she hits those short putts.
The rain is clearing out of the skies above Columbia, Jared. Are they clearing?
No, we got our 4 o'clock local time showers headed this way yet again.
Now this is Jang with less than driver on this hole. Probably just a track, you know, it's working with very good flat lie, no real chance to cut the corner here. It's like these longer players, as you know, mark out greens, and sometimes if they wanted to, get it close to the front of the green on the driver. I do. I really feel like she's got a lot of confidence in that. She's the kind of player that if she's driving the ball well, don't really much to the ball of her game. 15. Just to nurse her brains into -11. 103 shots in the lead. Beautiful stroke, great pace, and the line. Look at that second 9 scorecard for her. 6 holes. She has birdied 4 of them. Those folks really don't care right now. They are enjoying Aloha Friday This is Jing Chun over 15. She's coming off back-to-back birdies and has a chance to make it 3 in a row here. Trying to get herself into position. That's his 2-ton got another 11. That's a beauty. That might be the jolt we were talking about. She needed a clean cart, but scruffy round, as I said before, hasn't hit her best shots, but she is 2 under for the day. She's got back-to-back par 5s. She can get past the par 3 12s, and we go there. And Jang, who missed that putt to get to 15 under, now could have some company here playing a sharp for birdie a share.
And Grant, this is her third birdie in a row. She's on a roll. This is a perfect type putt to make. It doesn't have a whole lot of break in it. It's no more than 12, 13 feet. We're giving her caddy, Sarah Bowman, for just a little second look, confirmation that the does peel off to the right a little. See if she can make that same committed, solid stroke.
Oh, it's gotta be kidding. She thought she might have it.
It looked like she might have peaked just a little bit early on that one. The reason it didn't have quite the same end of over end roll.
I just looked for the 11, for the 12. Just a lot of balls in. Yeah, I think they can go my round to the more scenic route.
Yeah.
Again, at this point last year, Harry Tanagar was around 50 on the world rankings. Now number 3 was a former number 1 in the world. See Stacey Lewis a little late afternoon charge in her day.
This is almost the same type of bowling match. She knows what it does now. She's got to practice firmly. Keep it inside the left.
That was such a right rhythm to that strike. She took the putt back, and there was no hurry getting the putt back or putting it back to the hole. There was plenty of time to transition, and it just happened like she knew where she was going with that. We got 64 last year on Saturday at Fire Rock Mini being with it. This is John for birdie over 15, getting minus 11. And all of a sudden, she is only 3 shots behind. 3 holes left in her round. Maybe we can catch another one on the way in. You'd like to be within 3 or 4 if we could at least. And do the final round tomorrow. How's those for us? 3 nice little stretch here, Karen.
Actually, well, I've very good friends, strengths and weaknesses too. They're glad it's late.
Best friends with our leader. Young Jack, here's Harry into Tanagar after a birdie at the 11th on the tee at 12. Breeze from the left, 159 yards. This is 8 iron, she's looking at a full 3 Young lady from Korea in on a sponsor exemption and in the lead. Anybody catch her here in the third round? We will find out when we come back to Catalina.
Well, she's ended up playing pretty soggy too.
Bad on 34th, Michelle Wee. Drop a shot. picking up a club for the first time.
Yeah, this isn't fun. She certainly would like to have had this putt for a birdie. Karen, and when something like that happens, that was just kind of weird. Maybe she didn't see that mark and notice that it was a factor. Maybe she didn't think she was going to come close to hitting it. But regardless, now she's got to forget about it and just look at this 8-footer and say, all right, where do I want to hit this? Where do
rain falls here on Oahu at Ko'olina. And Suyan Jang began the day with a one-shot lead with the likes of world number 3 Ariya Jutanugarn playing with her. Here is Ariya Jutanugarn, who suddenly 5 shots back.
For now, and with her fellow competitor facing another very short birdie effort. This one, however, not short, right along the ridge. The front edge of the screen has to go up the tier. It's a gentle slope all the way up there. It'll throw it a little right. Hey, that one. What looked to be a very firm wrap and still 2 feet short.
Three putted the 12 for bogey. 3 strokes with the putter at the 13th for a disappointing par after reaching a par 5 that I don't think we saw anyone else reach into, did we?
No, she was one of the few players that I really thought would have an opportunity to get there. Although the fairways are soft, she can get the ball out there a long way, and we saw that 3 which she hit on there that was just monstrous. 236 uphill. Huge.
In-Ji Chun narrowly missed a 5th straight birdie at the 17th hole. Last hole, now she has this at 18.
This too, she has to come up the tier in the green. The tier kind of runs around here. That's what she's got to get up and over.
Shoulder turn. 7 under on a round today. Nary a bogey to the 15th.
You could probably fry an egg on the forehead of Stacey Lewis right about now. That's her second shot at 15.
The only thing that'll cool it off is if she sticks this in within 3 or 4 feet. And she's probably thinking, okay, where's the sit back on that one?
No commentary necessary there.
Well, Jerry, yet another good look at birdie for our leader, 22-year-old Suyan Jang.
Yeah, excellent look. That's a little downhill. Not a lot of break, maybe turning a hair left. So light rain turns into a little more of a full-bodied rain. And when you stand here, beautiful view from the screen out to the ocean and the sun reflecting off the water. It's a postcard picture, but tough playing conditions right now. It's more annoying than anything else when you're standing there putting and you know you're getting wet.
It's been raining birdies. Her 6th of the day. She's not made a bogey in the tournament yet. Her lead is 2. And with a one-shot lead when the day started, she is 6 under par today. Ahead to 15.
Elena Sharp still chasing. Got to keep the pace.
Be interesting to see how she plays this little sand wedge.
She plays it nicely. Will it get back down there? Almost. Sharp with 6 feet. It's a rainy afternoon at Ko'olina, but not for Jang. She leads by 2.
The star
Tournament, Christy Curra, 62, ties the course and tournament record. And now our leader by with just catches the right lip and drops in. And In-Ji Chun with a bogey-free 65. This is shaping up to be quite a Saturday finish, isn't it? Some world-class players giving chase to a so far unproven player on the LPGA Tour. 17.
Second shot for In-B Park.
Hole is located on the right side today. She gave that one a little bit of room, but when it's raining, sometimes you cannot be too aggressive. You just have to pick your moments.
Look up the coastline, and that is the Farrington Highway at the top of your screen there that goes all the way on out to the west side of the island of Oahu. But let's take a look at the second name on that leaderboard, a round of 62 for Christy Kerr. And she's with Tom.
Thank you, Mark. We've had to move onto the terrace of Roy's because of the rain. Do they serve cellars here?
No, but I think they should.
That might change after this interview. Let's talk about what has happened this week and obviously today. That's 62. Coming into today, did you have a sense that you were going to be able to tie the course record?
You know, I think when you try to tie the course record, you never do it. So I honestly just try to not get ahead of myself, try to stay in the moment, and I started walking them in. So it was a good feeling.
We know that when you start walking them in, you're going to be dangerous, and that's what you did today. Talk us through the finish here. This was a 15.
Yeah, I hit it in the right rough and hit a great wedge to there and made it right in the middle. And then 16, kind of missed it a little bit off the tee, and I was just like, get it there, you know, because you never know. Sometimes they go in, and it never left the hole, and it went in. So pretty cool, and then made it on 17 and 18 about the same distance.
And this is at 17. Is there a sense when you're putting like this that you just can't miss?
Yeah, and it's a fun feeling. I wish I had it every single day. More times than not I do, but putting's always been my favorite part of the game, and yeah, it's definitely fun when you get to see them going like that.
Do you ever have any thoughts of technique with your putting?
Very minimal, very minimal. Just basically trying to minimize movement. You know, keep everything really still and let the putter do the work and hit at the right speed and start it on line.
You had the lead at the Kia Classic last month at the halfway stage, and you said you did well trying to simplify things. Have you been able to do that, and if so, how?
Kind of gone back to a little bit more of a natural golf swing for me and not trying to be so manufactured, and that's really worked well. You know, my coach, Michael Hunt, and we work really hard. And, you know, I've had a different mindset this year after having knee surgery in the off season. And I'm trying to go out. I'm trying to be very determined, take care of my own stuff, and try not to get ahead of myself, but enjoy being in the moment because it was really hard this off season.
Yeah, you had that injury that you sustained at the Evian that led to surgery in November, but obviously no problems right now. Great day today, 62. You're in the hunt for tomorrow. We'll look forward to watching. Let's get back out to the action as the rain continues to fall here at the Lotte Championship. We'll go out to that final group.
There's the leader, and the sun shining on her right now at 15.
Is it ever? 91 yards to the hole. Oh, here we go again.
Shot after shot, Jerry.
It is
Incredible
impressive
performance. Yes, it is. That was just a moment ago. Area Jude Tunagar trying to match it.
84 yards away for Area. Needs to match it. Needs to do more than make birdies right now. She's throwing this one past the hole.
That will come back down. Will it stop? It will. Jang with about 8 feet. Jutanagarn with about 6. But it's Jang with the lead here at the Lotte Championship from Ko'olina Golf Club on Oahu.
Today's coverage is brought to you by Lotte, enriching your life. The new Volvic Vibe, an ultra-soft tour ball for any swing speed. Feel the vibe. And by Volunteers of America, helping America's most vulnerable.
Buddy. From about 8 feet, little left-hand break, another one goes in. This incredible performance just keeps getting better.
She's going to wear the tip of that hat out.
No mistakes. Phenomenal scorecard there for the leader. Area Jutanagarn just trying to stay somehow within reach. Shouldn't miss this one. She saw the line, the exact line.
Yeah, had to move her mark. Make this just to stay with at 6. She needs to do today or tomorrow what Suyan is doing today to have any chance, it appears.
Okay. Couple of nice threes there for Zhang and Jigtanagarn. She's had a first-hand view of the leader. Had she not been playing with her, she might be wondering which course is Zhang playing. Well, Christy Kerr for that matter also.
Well, let's see who had the refreshing round of the day, presented by Samdasu. Well, this was a huge break, and Mark mentioned it earlier. Let's remember this if she goes on to win. She pulled her second shot at the par 5 fifth, caught a break. It stayed short of the water. She would get up and down for birdie. That was her second birdie of the day. She would birdie 6, and then this at 7 for a third straight. And then at the par 5 13th, the hole is way back, and you have to risk going over the green to get it back there and give yourself a good look. She did. Courage was rewarded. Then another small little shelf onto which you have to hit it to have a close look. And another beauty. Twice a winner last year on the Korean LPGA Tour. Soo-Yeon Jang. And just her 5th ever LPGA Tour start has a chance to win and get LPGA Tour membership. On the tee at the par 3 16th, this is Elena Sharp.
This is a stout par 3. Going with hybrid, and she's pulled it a tad.
Slightly hop.
Got pretty lucky with the way that bounced.
That's okay, isn't it?
That's fine. Should be a great opportunity, actually.
Inby Park with a big breaker to the right here. At 17. Is it high enough? Not quite. A little more speed it would have been. Up to 18.
So-Yeon Yu. She's in 6th place at 10 under. Water left, low location back right.
Nice shot when you consider that that is a hybrid in her hand going into that green.
Had an hour weather delay earlier, but nothing has been able to stop Soo-Yeon Jang. 7 under on her round, and she leads it by 3.
Nine under par, trails by 8 shots. A little bit up the hill here. Big full swing high shot. And pulled just a little bit. When you pull them, they almost always go a little bit long if you're a right-handed player. Chance for a 3, though. We go back to 16.
Lengthy putt here for Stacy Lewis.
Yeah, she didn't hit the best full iron, kind of came out of it. Ended up, she's got like a 50-footer.
Got off to the hot start yesterday. 4 birdies, first 5 holes. The rain came and slowed her down a bit, and then today just hasn't been able to get much going. Here's our final group, and there is your leader. Can you overstate what the experience last year means to her this year at this event?
No, I think, well, no, I really feel like she's in control of her game. She's very comfortable where she is on the golf course. As you rightly said, she's comfortable in this particular course too. And even the conditions that it's playing as well, is she's been very solid today.
We're at the 18th, and this is So-Yeon Yu. What do you see here?
This one, there is a little bit of a shoulder to this that she's going to have to come up and over. And the collar, the difference between the collar and the green, we want to send it a bit left at the start. I think, though, players are just happy to get off this hole with a par in general. 4 on the 18th hole here is pretty good going.
You shoot 69 in the 3rd round, and you're getting just lapped.
Wow, this is, as we said earlier today, it's a combination of a couple of factors. Playing lift clean in place, really soft conditions, and not a great deal of wind.
She's currently 7 shots back. of the leader, Suyan Jang. Elena Sharp is tied for second, and here she is for birdie.
This from 13 feet. Wow, she has been some kind of phenomenal on the greens today.
That goes down officially as a no putt. Kate, that's 22 putts for Elena Sharp today.
She's going to, whether she wins or loses this week, she's going to look back on this day's round and really carry it forward.
You can see there her and Becky Morgan quite good friends, so nice little comfortable pairing for Elena today in this third round.
Stacey Lewis made her par at 16. Here is our leader, Su Yan Jang. Jerry Foltz has been watching through the raindrops today. How impressed are you, Jerry?
That's, well, it speaks for itself, the way she's playing golf. Completely in control. Never puts a hurried swing on one. She has a great deal of coaching, as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, from her caddy, but that can only go so far. You still have to execute the shots. And she is doing it time after time. Only one real mistake, and that was kind of laying the sod over to 9, but still make par there. Technically a very good golf swing. I think the only question in my mind, and I don't know this player very well at all, none of us do really, is how will she hold up on Sunday in the biggest stage she's ever performed upon. She was there last year and struggled a little bit, especially with the putter today. She hasn't had a lot of long putts, but she's made the medium length and the little ones look very, very good. Now this hole today, much more gettable than normal. Typically the trade winds are coming out of the left here, make it nearly impossible to get to this whole location. There's not a breath of wind right now. That was a 4-iron. Started at the right center of the green and staying there.
I think, Jerry, to your point, much of how she performs tomorrow might depend on how much socializing she has to do with maybe her sponsors. This tournament sponsored by Lotte, she's sponsored by Lotte. They're all here. They may be demanding of her time a little bit.
Over on the other side of the course, Michelle, we at the 7th for 3 in a row. Are you kidding me? And you can hear by the groans there are still a lot of people out there rooting for Michelle Wee, which is not unusual. It's always the case here in Hawaii for Michelle. Back to 16.
And area Jatanagarn.
That was a 5-iron. That didn't sound exceptionally solid. A little high on the face again. Similar line. Very similar.
Been a lot of that today, hasn't there, with area?
It's difficult for players, you know. You get warmed up, then you have a good hour before you go and tee off again. It's very hard to get back into that rhythm for some players. I mean, obviously our leaders have not had that same problem. Elena hasn't.
IK Kim.
IK going with a 4 hybrid here, and as Karen explained earlier, typically that would equate to the distance. She would hit a standard 3-iron if she carried one. It's a rare club on the LPGA Tour as a 3-iron. This is an overly aggressive line and turning left.
And well left.
Mi-Hang Lee for birdie at 17. Down the hill. Got some right-hand break. She will stay at -9. We thought Lydia Ko might have the round of the day at 7 under. In-Ji Chung has already matched that at 7 under. We've got 2 players on the course at 7 under for the day, and they're only within 3 of Christy Kerr.
Brian, I just need to know if the customer app will be live Monday.
Can we at least analyze
Her lead is now 2. Elena Sharp won't go away. Christy Kerr's vaulted into contention. We're on the tee at the par 3 8th, and it's Michelle Wee, her 17th hole of the day.
Got to try and land it on that top tier. That's what she does.
All the fun's happening on the other side of the golf course at the 16th. IK Kim looks like she's got a shot, Jared.
She does. Clear line to the hole, uphill line. She hits it a little short. It'll bounce down the hill. She flies it, well, flew it just about the right distance.
First birdie of the day, maybe? No. Well, here is our UL Innovative Shots of the Day. At the 16th, Christy Kerr for a second straight birdie from long range. Be one of 7 birdies in her last 8 holes en route to a 62, which tied the tournament record. In-Ji Chun at that same 16th. And that would lead to her 4th straight birdie. 65 today for In-Ji Chun, our UL innovative shots of the day. And at the 16th, our leader by 2. Hasn't had one of this length in a while.
I was just going to say that, Grant. One aspect of her game that hasn't been tested today. The lengthy putts. This one a little uphill, not terrifying at all. Very good speed on that one. Maybe a little too good.
Has not made a bogey this week. She's been having birdie putts from this range. She's got a few feet for par. Did Area pay attention to that one, Jerry?
Yes, she did. She does sometimes seem a little aloof on the golf course, but no, she keeps her mind on the job at hand much more than she gives the appearance of doing. This has been such an underrated, we talked about it earlier in the week, this has been such an underrated part of her game and part of her success in the last 12 months is this club right here.
She puts such a good roll on the ball. We looked at it a little bit at the A&A Inspiration. The ball just skids for just a very short fraction after it leaves that putter face, and then it rolls.
She says she'll wait. Let's get you to the 8th and a birdie putt here from Michelle Wee.
Okay, that's not bad. Nice easy par on a hole that can cause so many problems.
Par putt for Jang, our leader, by 2.
I would normally try and say this is not an easy putt, but she's made them look easy. There's just a touch of break from the left. But it is a little downhill.
Flawless has not made a bogey this week, and she remains bogey-free and remains in front by 2. Ahead to 17.
It's Elaine Sharp from the right-hand rough, ball way above her feet.
She has a good lie, though. Ball sitting up nicely. 92 to the hole.
Probably can't believe she's 7 under par for the day and cannot make up ground. And we are looking good here in the afternoon now at Colina, and let's go down to Tom Abbott.
Thank you, Mark, here with So-Yeon Yu. Hard to believe, So-Yeon, you're 7 shots back of the lead right now. You've been so steady over the first 3 days, just 1 drop shot. You said coming into this week that there were a lot of expectations, that you were nervous. Are you still nervous?
Well, I was nervous before I teed up my first round at the first tee. Then, after I started to focus on this game, all of a sudden I just, get away all the nervousness, so which is a really good thing. Then, as soon as you started to play with all the really great fellow competitor, you start to enjoy more, and you just want to focus on this game instead of think about like all of things.
You've said before that, consistency is sort of a key to your game. Do you feel like now that consistency is at its highest level, that you're playing the best golf of your career?
I guess so, especially, my shot, definitely. Even though I missed the birdie putt. After I missed the putt, I just think myself, okay, my shot's good enough to make plenty of birdie chance. So let's hunt another birdie instead of just heads down and just think about why I missed. So I think just especially after we win, I got a lot of confidence. So hopefully this confidence it can relate it to a lot of win as well.
You might be feeling that sort of the floodgates open after you got that win, having waited so long. Maybe another one will come along. By the way, it's a little bit noisy up here because we're on the terrace of Roy's, and there's a lot of people having dinner right behind us. But tomorrow, do you think you still have a chance? You're 7 back. Soo-Yeon Jang is a player who's won a couple of times on the KLPGA, but this is a new territory for her.
Yeah, definitely. This is golf. The reason why I love this game is because this game is crazy. Even though I'm like 7-shot back, you never know what's going to happen. So I definitely going to go do my best to win the tournament. Then, yeah, to be honest, 7-shot is quite big gap. And I think after we got huge rain, the greens will soften up. That's why you can see a lot of, low number. And, plus Soo-Yeon Jang is a really, really great player. She, won several times at the KLPGA. And it's not, even Soo-Yeon Jang, the other girls playing really well. So, it's going to be really tough to chase them up, but I'm going to do my best tomorrow.
I just learned that you two have something in common. You both went to Yonsei University, so we could have a Yonsei winner here this week.
Exactly. Whoever won the tournament, my university is going to be happy.
Let's get back out to the action now as we're closing the third round here at the Lotte Championship. And we'll go to the tee at the 17th. Here's the leader.
Not much doubt on that one, Mark. Straight down the middle on the dogleg right.
She has driven the ball magnificently today.
Iron play has been pretty special as well.
And putted well. Let's see. That adds up to a pretty good result. Becky Morgan now.
Her patience paid off a couple holes ago when she made a birdie at the 15th. Just 2 birdies, 1 bogey, and she probably feels like she's just kind of treading water.
Yeah, the golf course Kay has played really easy, especially after the weather delay. Very soft. Scoring just incredible. Just shows the tremendous talent, particularly depth that the LPGA has. You have some of the names that we're seeing at the top of this leaderboard that you don't hear from very often. Jang, of course, being the main highlighter.
And Mark, it's a huge day for Elena Sharp. We keep expecting her to sort of get to that next level. It's like every year she's gotten a little bit better on tour, but she's still looking for that first win. Her best score this year has been a 67. She missed the last 3 cuts, so this could be a big breakthrough week. Even if she doesn't win, she could get her personal best finish. And all those little things help contribute to, hopefully, at some point she'll break through.
To get to 8 under for the day, nearly in, but not quite.
I really like the way she's composed herself today. She just looks like she belongs out here in this situation.
And she could well have a chance to stare down the leader tomorrow in that final group.
24-year-old Mi-Hyang Lee at the 18th. He got water left. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. Mi-Hyang 9 under, tied for 7th, but she's in 2. And there's a drop area. She's already plotting it out, isn't she?
She knows.
Back to 17.
Sharp for her par. Not much in this one. Okay. So she will head over to the 18th tee with a chance to perhaps get in with a round of 64. Who knows? One of the magnificent lagoons here at Ko'olina, but all the attention is on the golf right now.
What makes our irons number 1? Industry-changing
Championship. That is the improbable leader, leading by 2, has a round of 7 under par going, has not made bogey. And another terrific tee shot here at 17 here.
And another great chance to get one close. Slight downhill lie. Well, also slightly above her feet, but neither one enough to really factor in too much. 105 to the hole mark, 101 to get it to that top tier in line with the flagstick.
Other than one fat iron shot, her distance control has been impeccable. Great shot there from our airplane up above. That'll just creep to the back of the green. Won't come back down, but it's okay. A lot of the way she feels tonight is going to depend on the way she plays the next 20 minutes of golf here at Coalina. Now Jutanugarn.
Very similar lie, similar shot, 5 yards closer, just 100 to the hole. But with her club that speed, it might react a little differently when it lands.
Kick left coming all the way back down. That is not a very good shot at all. Wow. Pretty much everything has gone awry. She manufactured a score on the front nine. She knew it was not good. But there will be days like that, and she will have many that are a whole lot better.
Toughest hole on the course, the 18th, and Elena Sharp.
Yeah, opting for 3-wood off the tee. Big difference is that rough has come in so much farther this year on the right. She found it.
Well, we have endured a 1-hour weather stoppage. Su-Yan Jang, 17 under par. She leads Elena Sharp by 2. Grant Boone, major champion Karen Stupples here. What's impressed you most about 22-year-old Su-Yan Jang?
Well, just how she's continued this good form. She's played really well. She's hung in there, and really she hasn't put a foot wrong today. Putted the ball really well. She's got the clubs into the green correctly. She's driven the ball out of trouble, which is great on a third round. Not quite the final round, not quite the same pressure she's going to be facing tomorrow. That being said, she looks in complete control of her game, and I really feel like it's down to the relationship that she has with her caddy. She literally has given him control of her game and said, tell me what to do and I'll just do it. I know of one other player that worked really well for, and that was Emily Klein when she won the Women's British Open a number of years back. Her husband at the time, Kenny Harms, was on the bag, and he did everything for her in much that same way.
As great as Su-Yan Jang has been, she's needed to be great to maintain this 2-shot lead. She's going to have to earn this tomorrow, isn't she?
She is, and I think it's not so much, I mean, Elena Sharp, she's played fantastic today. She's really putting herself in a good spot, and I think, as Kay has said in the broadcast, the more she does this, the more she puts herself in this position, the better opportunity she's going to move forward. Tomorrow's going to be a tougher day for her, I think. She's going to want to win, and she's had a great day today, and following up a great day with another good one is not that easy.
Well, both of her wins last year on the Korean LPGA Tour came from behind. She trailed going into the final round. She'll have a lead, it would appear now. 17th.
Harriet Jutanugarn with just about the longest putt you could possibly have here, Jerry.
It is indeed. And it goes up that subtle little tier to the second slope. Turns a little left while it does that.
Last one she had like this, she putted off the green at 13. Not this one, though. Much better judge there.
A little more speed. That might have found the bottom of the hole.
So she'll leave herself 2.5 feet or so for her par. She trails by 6, but by no means is this over. The pursuers would love to see a windier day tomorrow, tougher conditions, just anything that might unsettle Jang a little bit.
The thing is, you know, when you think about Aria, she has all the firepower in the world at her fingertips, and she could pull off a really great round of golf tomorrow and really post a number.
We have seen some comebacks here at Coalina, that's for sure. It's a good course to make up ground. You can get in trouble, and a leader like Jang could easily shoot around a 74. And as we've seen from Christy Kerr, there was a 62 out there today. Maybe there'll be another one tomorrow. Lizette Salas did it.
One of the things interesting about this week, Mark, the past history of the winners here has shown that hitting the fairways is not important, as important as other courses, but it is this week because of the lift, clean, and place.
No question about it. IK Kim didn't hit enough today. Over at 9, Michelle Wee with her third shot, getting ready to finish up her third round. That's a good one.
Mark and Karen, would you anticipate lift, clean, and place tomorrow?
I think they pretty much have to, Grant, because with the way these fronts have come in and out, even if it isn't raining in the morning, you have to expect that it might, and that would protect them.
This golf course has taken on so much water. I really don't see it drying out to a good enough extent for them not to.
And it's not just the rain this week, Karen. It has been a rainy winter, as I said, so the ground is totally saturated. That's why we saw the creek overflowing there at 7. Now Jang for a birdie.
A little downhill here for Jang. Should be moving right as it nears the hole. Nothing in that pre-shot routine has changed a bit, and that's what you rely on when you are under pressure.
She's got very soft hands, a conventional grip on the putter. I really like that. She can release the putter through. She's got a nice long backswing. Nothing seems forced, really, at all. Take a look at that scorecard. Can't imagine how she could have made a 5 on the first hole. Everything else has been phenomenal since then. Jang with a 2-shot lead at Colina.
During her time living in Corvallis, Oregon. This is all the par 4 she wants today. 189 yards for her second. That was about her most errant shot she's hit today.
She's tied for 7th right now. Her last top 10 on the LPGA Tour was in 2009. So you talk about somebody, you know, with a big week on her hands. Becky's got potential for that tomorrow.
Now Elena Sharp. She is alone in second place, 2 shots back.
Drove it into the right rough, but Karen, she got lucky in that it's a good lie. Really nothing should affect the shot too much, and she has 176 yards to the hole. Needs to carry it 170 to the right of the flag to get it up on that tier. It's a 6-iron. Oh, if that was a couple paces to the right, it probably would have stayed up top.
2 putts from there will put her in the final pairing tomorrow. She knew how close it was. The plan is to play in pairs. And now Stacey Lewis.
Gripping a 6. Looked like a pretty good swing. Tugged it a tad. Another work cut out. It's a 2-putt from down there. Both she and Elena.
Our final grouping on the tee at this 18th, and this is your leader, Suyan Jang, measuring to make sure she's not too far back. The tee here.
Well, going with driver, which even with her limited experience here, she knows you never hit on this hole, but because of no wind, you're not in any danger of knocking it through the fairway and into the water, which we have seen many, many times. But it is a much different fairway, as Kay referenced. It brought in that rough on the right side to make it a true dogleg right. It used to be one of the widest fairways on the course. They're even toying with the idea of putting a bunker at that right corner to just make an already tough finishing hole even more brutal.
To run out of room at the end of the fairway, it's about 270 yards, 278. So in these soft conditions, this should be just fine.
Right side of the fairway before the dogleg starts to turn.
Another beauty. And again, lift, clean in place, preferred lies as it's known. You get to pick the ball up, clean it, put it within a club length, just to make sure you have no foreign objects on the ball. So how far back is too far back for Area Jatanagarn?
Well, we saw Christy Kerr shoot at 62. So, and Area has all of that in her.
I secretly hope Aria's far enough back in her mind where she throws a driver in the bag tomorrow and just goes for it. I think we'd all like to see that. That looked like a 3-iron. This is up the left side. Oh, plenty far back not to be in any trouble.
Su-Yan Jang, a 2-shot lead in the fairway at the 18th. Long birdie putt for Elena Sharp when we come back.
This is how we get you closer. With 3 new wedge grinds shaped to fit your attack angle, helping you get out of tough lies more easily. Introducing the all-new, totally redesigned RTX 3 wedge from Cleveland Golf. Get closer.
Hey, Melissa. The whales need your help.
I love whales! Go, Melissa! The cricket does whales!
Hey, Melissa. Now the rhinos need saving.
Rhinos! Try to help!
It's hard to be an eco-warrior, but it's easy to drive like one. Introducing the most fuel-efficient crossover, the Kia Niro.
Oh, come on! I need a hero!
Gonna be hanging out in here, so if you need anything, text me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm not quite sure of that.
Do you play?
Use the Chase mobile app to send money in just a tap to friends at more banks than ever before.
There were only 2 players, Karen, last year who did not have a 3-putt at the Lotte. You get on the wrong side of some of these tiers and it can be a challenge, can't it?
It is, just because they're so slow when they go up the tier, or they're so quick when they go down them, because they are so severe. They're short in length from the bottom level to the top level, and then you can have like up to 3 feet worth of elevation change between tiers.
And Karen, don't you think that Stacy's probably somewhere in the deep recesses of her mind thinking about that horrible putt that she had at the 13th or the 14th that jumped about a half a foot high? Really important to just make sure you make solid contact and hit the sweet spot. That looked nice. And even that comes up a good 2.5, almost 3 feet short.
2 back when the day started. She is 9 shots back at the moment. 4 65s today and a 62.
Scoring's been really good. Again, lack of wind. It's been pretty calm. It's been a little bit, but nothing like we've seen the first few days. And really soft conditions, lift clean in place, all equals good scores.
There's Becky Morgan. 20-some-odd years ago, she lost the British Amateur to Kelly Keeney at Liverpool.
She's had a couple of second-place finishes. Both of them came in Atlantic City at the ShopRite tournament. So it's just she hasn't had enough opportunities that have happened close enough together. Well, she thought that would break more, and it just held out there.
That for an even par 72 on a day in which the scoring average has been 1 under for the 78 players who made the cut. But Becky Morgan, having missed the cut in the first 3 events this year, something to build on. Final group back in the fairway watching. And Elena Sharp, if she makes this putt case, she will play in the final pairing tomorrow with Su-Yan Jang. And what would you imagine as you think about Sharp playing with Jang, a couple of players looking for their first LPGA Tour title?
I agree with Karen. I think that would be a good pairing for her. I mean, she doesn't know anything about Jang, so she's just another player, and it would sort of clear the way for Elena to perhaps bring her best stuff on the final round. She told Tom Abbott the other day that she practiced with Megan Kang, who lives in Massachusetts, and instead of Megan going all the way back east after the ANA, she hung out in the Phoenix area, and they did a lot of intense practicing, chipping, putting. They played for, they bet each other, and it was a real constructive practice, and I think we're seeing that pay off for her this week. Nothing like putting yourself in the position to practice like you're competing.
I think what we've seen from Elena today is that she's played like she's the only player on the golf course. She hasn't paid any attention to anybody else. She's been totally in her own game. She's been confident. She knows that her game is good enough today. That's a shame.
Yeah, that is a shame. That's really her only blemish today. Gutted out a couple of good par saves early in the round, and that's too bad.
See the Canadian flag over toward the heel. Competed for Canada in the Olympics. Was 30th, but shown to be in the penultimate pairing tomorrow, and Christy Kerr will play with Suyan Zhang.
And that really changes Zhang's day tomorrow, I believe. That is a totally different pairing for Zhang with Christy Kerr than it would have been for Elena Sharp.
That's the plan. We should clarify. That's the plan. Plan is pairs, but obviously the tournament staff, the LPGA, has to decide what's best to make sure everyone gets through most efficiently. The forecast is for a chance of rain tomorrow as well. All right, Kay, what do you see here?
I see this just dripping ever so slightly to the right. I see her banging this in the inside left edge.
It's all right. Will, 72. Morgan, 68, 68, 72. 18th green is clearing. Our final pairing sizing up their second shots into this, the toughest hole here at Ko'olina. And Jerry Foltz is back there watching. Is it area first here?
It is. She laid well back with what looked like a 3-iron. Could have been the 4. It's the one club she puts in the bag when she takes the driver out is the 4-iron. Always carries a 2 and 3. I call them ironwoods, Grant, because they both have head covers on them. She hits them as far as other players' woods, but they are just a traditional iron. This is 184 the hole and a 5-iron. Plenty of club for area. It'll be a smooth one. Just right of the hole. Good shot.
Robert Tier. Chance to maybe get to 12 under, and who knows? Who knows? IK Kim.
IK 177 yards to the hole. This is her 5 hybrid. Sizable amount of turf on impact there.
Yeah, you don't expect to see a player take a divot with a hybrid.
Not that steep a one,
no.
Off a downhill lie especially.
No birdies today for IK Kim. Again today, one back of Suyan Zhang, who has hit yet another fairway. She's only missed 2. Missed 4 greens. She's taken 23 putts. She's made 7 birdies. No bogeys today or the tournament.
Pretty good full accelerating practice swing, so that tells me she is going to try and land this up top, not try and really get cute with it, land it short and let it run up with a dead-handed shot. 158 to the hole should be a 7-iron. Little right of the hole looks like plenty.
Wow. Not just hitting the green, Karen, but hitting it in the right spot.
Exactly. She's on the correct level.
Su-Yan Zhang has a putt for a 64 when we come back to the Lotte. Crowded leaderboard? Well, it didn't seem that long ago. A couple of putts from the top tier here. Birdie at the toughest hole on the course. And as we near the stroke of midnight on the East Coast, we'll watch the stroke of Arya Jatanagarn here.
I like this leave right here, Karen. A little bit uphill, and then turning to the left, a right-handed golfer of any skill level, usually their favorite type of putt.
And I think any time that this chance now that Arya has just to get one closer potentially is going to be one less that she has to try and catch up tomorrow.
Wow, that really dove.
Well, relatively speaking, this is going to be a pedestrian round of 70. Never quite seemed into it, crisp today.
No, and those two par fives on the back nine, 13 and 14, she didn't take advantage of her length on either.
And the birdie putt for Su-Yan Zhang.
This one will have a little bit of speed to it, not too much. Also turning left.
See the 65s there. Inji Chung, Lydia Ko. 4 65s today. The 62 from Christy Kerr matches the tournament record set by Lizette Salas 4 years ago. This for a round of 64.
Didn't really learn anything from Arya's putt there.
No, she wasn't going to get too bold with that one, though. We saw it earlier, and I don't think either time when she rammed them in it was on purpose, but that was good. Not a bad effort, but a little bit of dejection as she dragged her putter across the green as she was walking to the hole, and that is the only sign of emotion I have seen out of Su-Yan.
54 bogey-free holes for a sponsor's invite. Su-Yan Zhang. She will take a 3-shot lead into the final round tomorrow, and IK Kim trying to finish up with a par. Good up and down for In Kyung Kim. A frustrating day after a 64. Got a lot of players who are going to have to try to follow up a great round tomorrow.
And that's always the hardest thing to do because the conditions the following day are never quite the same. Get different yardages into the greens, and it could be one of those days that Christy Kerr had the perfect yardage into the holes, and as she said, everything she looked at, she had a feeling she was going to make.
Could be a huge day tomorrow for Su-Yan Zhang. Let's send it down to Tom Abbott.
Well, it certainly could be, Grant. Back in 2014, Angela Stanford had a 4-shot lead heading into the final round of the Lotte Championship, but could not hang on to get the win. The victory, of course, went to Michelle Wie. 12 months ago, Katie Burnett was leading by 1 over Su-Yan Zhang, who was an unknown, a sponsor's invite, having won a Lotte-sponsored event on the LPGA Tour. Minji Lee came through the field with a 64 to win 12 months ago. Now Su-Yan Zhang leads heading into the final day tomorrow, a 3-shot lead, but right behind her, Christy Kerr, who has that 62 today, the putter working so well. 29 shots on the back nine for Kerr, and she wants to win again. Also in the mix, So Yeon Yu coming off a win at the ANA Inspiration. She's 7 back, but she knows she has the game to potentially win here on Saturday. She's playing some of the best golf of her life. We heard from her just a little while ago talking about that. And of course, the race for the #1 spot is up for grabs. Lydia Ko could lose it to So Yeon Yu tomorrow if So Yeon Yu were to win and Lydia Ko finishes outside of the top 4. The unknown quantity is whether Soo-Young Jang's game can hold up to the pressure of the final round of the Lotte Championship with everything that is on the line for a sponsor's invite. A reminder, our coverage comes your way 7 o'clock Eastern, same time for the final day, Saturday night primetime golf. Final round of the Lotte Championship. From Grant Brune, Karen Stupples, Mark Rolfing, Jerry Forts, Kay Cochran, and myself, Tom Abbott, it is goodbye.